Good morning to one and all present here. Today, we are all assembled here in order to have the one-day national seminar on trends in electric vehicles, challenges and opportunities. This particular national seminar is being organized in association with TVS Training Services and the experts from Ashok Leyland, Chennai. The main objective of conducting this particular program is to make awareness among the youths in order to have the latest technological advancements like electric vehicles. What are all the challenges available in order to have the electric vehicles implementations will be discussed in detail during this one-day seminar. We have the experts from TVS Training and Services Chennai, Mr. G. Velmurugan. He is available here. He is going to discuss about conversion of conventional vehicles into electric vehicles. On behalf of the university, Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Joint Registrar, faculty members, and students of our Amat University, let us all welcome Mr. G. Velmurugan with a big round of applause. We have the guest from Ashok Leyland Private Limited, Mr. A.C. Huzaifa. He'll be joining after this particular session. He is going to deliver the lecture on design trends and opportunities. Then afternoon, we have another session which will be handled by Mr. B. Balaji. He is the retired General Manager, Product Development from Ashok Leyland Private Limited. He is going to deliver a lecture on emerging opportunities in EV evolution. You know, we are conducting this particular program for the benefit of faculty members, student community, and research scholars. Our university is available in Chennai, even though our university is a maritime university, which offers marine courses as well as marine related courses. The Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering is keen on developing the trends in various technologies. This is for the benefit of the society. With the aspects of societal background, we are conducting this type of seminars in our university. So during the pandemic situation, we have given enough opportunities by our authorities, and we are conducting this type of activities almost daily. I would like to appreciate and thank the coordinators of this event, Professor Dr. V. Karthikeyan and Madam Ilavarasi, and also the other coordinators, Madam Tamil Pavai and Mr. Satish Kumar. With the support of all the participants, I hope this program will be a grand success. All the best. Thank you all.
Now let's move on to the first session. The topic for today's session is conversion of conventional vehicle to electrical vehicle. And the guest speaker is Mr. G. Velmurugan, Senior Manager, Training, TVS Training and Services, Chennai. He is a postgraduate in Embedded Systems from College of Engineering, Guindy. He started his career as a testing engineer in a Gulf-based company, and later with his passion for teaching, he switched to the education and training industry as a trainer. His dedication and interest towards molding intelligent and sensible engineers brought him to the renowned TVS group of companies, which is known for its trust, value, and service. He has been trained and certified in mechatronics by HTL Steyr, Austria. His areas of expertise include automation and embedded systems, which invoked him to work with the latest technology and updates in electrical vehicle. He has been handling technical competency and enhancement training programs for the employees of leading industries like Ashok Leyland, SCL, Mando Brakes India Limited, Wheels India, Nokia, Wipro Pump Division, and many more. Mr. Velmurugan has also handled embedded courses for engineering college students, graduate trainees of Delphi TVS, and TVS Training Services. Sir, I extend a warm welcome on behalf of the Department of EEE, and we are indeed glad that you are here to enlighten us today. Welcome once again, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for your introduction. Very good morning, one and all. This is Velmurugan from TVS TS. Today, I will give the small introduction about the conventional process, how we want to convert our existing vehicle to electric vehicle. Because you know all the basic terms, what are the components present in the vehicles. Lot of webinars will be you are conducting and a lot of people are attending. Here, the small calculation, if you want to convert your existing vehicle to electric vehicle means you have to select with the two parameters. So one is motor, another one is battery. How do you select this motor and battery for this one? The converter also major role, but the limited time we are not able to focus that one converter. If time permits, I will give the small case study of DC to DC converters. Okay. So before that, today our objective will be understanding the basic parameter of designing of electric vehicle and fundamental parameters of motor and battery system and calculated the aerodynamic forces for the any vehicles. So end of this outcome of this webinar, you should understand what are the parameters involving in the EV in the side of electrical as well as the mechanical parameters. And also we calculated the power, voltage and speed of the vehicles. And also we calculated the battery parameters, capacity and discharging rate and mileage. And also we take the one case study for two-wheeler and three-wheeler. In two-wheeler, we will take as TVS 50. How the TVS 50 we converted to electric vehicle. And similarly, Tata Nano, how the Tata Nano we converted as an electric vehicle. So that is a two case study we will study for today's section. Okay, before that, we start with a recap of a basic electric vehicle. The electric vehicle are classified into two categories. One is based on the propulsion and based on the energy. It's a mostly the electric vehicle is a single pedal concept. When the pedal is pressed, the vehicle can run. So at present, your vehicle and all three pedal concept systems. So once an electric vehicle presents, automatically what happens? The pedaling actuators can be removed. Then we can give the extra space for the safety devices. So that is the role of an electric vehicle. So based on the energy, electric vehicle can be classified as a battery operated electric vehicle and hybrid electric vehicle and fuel cell electric vehicle. So this is a basic configuration for the EV structure. So EV, initially propulsion, they take as one motor. It may be a BLDC motor or induction motor or permanent signal motor. So you take one of the electric motor, then the motor is coupled to your differential through transmission system through the controller. Here, the motor controller having a different kind of microcontrollers. You can select any one microcontroller. The microcontroller get the input from the driver's side, like your forward or reverse direction, as well as your throttle, as well as your brake. So this is the minimum inputs. The motor will be taking decision based on the input. The motor will be rotated. So from this control circuit, they need the power circuit. The power circuit, they are sending the power through the battery system. The battery system will deliver the power to the motor through conductors and relays. So this is a basic architecture of EV. Now we move on to our topics. So if you want to design your electric vehicle, what are the basic parameters involved in this area? For example, if any vehicle, so we start with the power rating and range and times. So time means the acceleration or deceleration time. That is, acceleration means the motor will reach the top speed. How fast it will be reaching the top speed. For example, this is a ambiguity available in the existing ICE engine. For example, if you're having the travels and all, if you travel, initially they started the ideal time will be very, very high. So then only it will pick up the maximum speed or your expected speed. But electric vehicle, within the seconds or minutes, you can reach the top speed. So that is a huge advantages. Now, this parameter will be classified as a two categories. One is electrical and mechanical. In electrical, you know that the basic terms, voltage, current, power, and energy. This is the basic terms. This can be calculated through simple Ohm's law because the battery only involved. From this battery, we can calculate all the parameters based on your Ohm's law. Now the mechanical parameters, the mass, velocity, time, force, distance, torque, and mechanical outputs, this all will be the basic CGS units. Some people, they use as a MKS units also. Based on that, you can take the unit conversion from this one, then you can calculate your mechanical parameters. Now, why we want to calculate these parameters in your vehicle conversion? For example, if you want to design your electric motor as a drive, what are the advantages? First advantages, whenever you are given the mechanical input, that is your electrical input to the motor, around 15 kilowatts. Let us assume it's a 15 kilowatts. The end you get with 12.2 kilowatts. It's almost around 82%. But if you consider the IC engine, with the same capacity, if you provided the IC engine, you are getting only for 30 to 40% only. So at most, a lot of research will be going on. The maximum, they increasing the percentage will be maximum, it reaches a 47% only. But electric vehicle, the electric motor, you know that lot of research will be going on. The energy efficient motor will be available. If it is available, to say 81 to 94% will be available. So here, some losses will be identified. That losses also can be boosted. For example, the conversion, power conversion from battery to your motor side, they need some conversion. So it may be around 0.8 kilowatts. That can be also reduced now into 0.3 kilowatts. So that is a conventional loss also can be reduced. Then motor losses, the motor losses will be various kind of copper loss and core loss and frictional and vintage losses that can also try to minimize. A lot of methods will be available. Then accessories loss, accessories will be the, for example, in your two-wheelers, the headlamp, then your horn and indicators, that all accessories will be taken care of. If you take the car, a lot of accessories will be available. So that time the conventional loss will be, it will be increased. That can also be reduced to lot of LED devices they will be provided, but also a lot of energy efficient motor they can use. Then automatically the losses can also be minimized. So this is the area the losses will be occurs in this EV. For example, the battery side, there is no losses. Some battery they having the self energy discharge that is also available. That it will not be say it's a major loss. Then DC to DC converter, the switching losses will be high. That also another inverter or buck and boost converters, that is also switching losses will be available. Then motor, they will be identified the copper and iron losses is a major thing. Now, the people will be working for the power converter side also. The power converters, they using a lot of silicon, they move into gallium silicates, that is GaS they used, then automatically switching losses also reduced. Now, we move on to our calculation parts. For example, if you want to convert your existing vehicle to electric vehicle, first thing we have to calculate the power, then gear ratio and wheel speed. Now I move on to how to calculate this power and voltage for the electric motor. So generally, the power will be calculated through the any vehicle. The power equal to work divided by time or force into velocity. So this is a basic fundamental formula for the power calculation. And similarly, the voltage also, potential difference. Then this two parameter, how we calculate this two parameter in our vehicles? Let us take a one case study. For 150 of mass or 150 of kg of mass travel from one place to another place. For example, let us consider the weight will be here, it will be moved to this end. How much the power will be required? So basically, this power can be calculated through work done divided by time. So how do you calculate this work done? For example, the mass, the initial velocity is 0 and final velocity will be 5 meters per second. Then the time taken, our time taken assumption will be around 5. Okay. From this, the work done will be calculated through half v square formula. Then time is seconds. Just you substitute the value of mv square divided by t, you get the value will be around 1875 watts. So we may select with the 200 watts or 250 watts. So 150 kgs for electrical power required for the linear movement from initial velocity to final velocity, it will be required around 200 watts. So that motor is sufficient for the conversion. Let us take the real case study. It's on two-wheeler. So this is a TVS 50. The TVS 50, one person is sitting on the vehicle. He drives the vehicle from this place to this place. For this, I take the assumption the vehicle weight will be around 56 kg. Then person weight will be around 44 kg. So now we involve in two weights. Then he traveled the distance for the 10 seconds with a speed of 50 kilometers per hour. You may be also say 10 or 10 minutes or 15 minutes also. It's a time conversion only. You can select any time and all. For the calculation purpose, I assume as a time will be the seconds. And the vehicle top speed. So that is a velocity. The top speed of the vehicle will be around 50 kilometers. So from this, how do you calculate this power rating? For example, first you have to calculate with the mass. The mass will be around 56 plus 44. That is a 2%. One is driver, another one is vehicle weight. If you're having another person, you can add another weight. For example, if you want to design the four-wheeler, just you add with the vehicle weight plus 4 passengers weights. If you want to design a bus, so same concept. This is a bus weight as well as your passengers weight. That is the mass calculation. For this conversion, the 56 plus 44 around 100 kg. For the calculation purpose, I assume as 100 kg. Then velocity is given, that is the top speed of the vehicle is given 56 plus 44. Velocity will be 50 kilometers per hour. So that converted as a velocity from the unit conversion meter per seconds. Already I mentioned that slide itself, the basic parameters and also its units. So the kilometer will be hour is converted to meter per second. It will be around 13.88 meter per second. Now you substitute this value of mv square divided by t, you get around 963.27 watts. So if you want to convert TVS 50 into electric vehicle, the motor power rating will be 1000 watts. So that is the case. Here, I am not consider any aerodynamic forces. I consider only the linear movement. That is a linear place. The motor travel from or vehicle travel from linear path. If you consider some wind or inertia or friction or braking losses, again the power rating will be increased. So that is a simple calculation to calculate your powers. So if you want to convert TVS 50, the 1000 watts motor is sufficient to deliver the distance or to travel your one place to another places. Now we calculated the power. Now we move on to other parameters, that voltage, current, and speed of and torque. The voltage, normally the voltage is calculated through it's a top speed of the vehicle because of potential. The potential is available in the battery. The battery is delivered to the strength. Then based on the strength, the motor can be rotated. So simply it will be called as a operating voltage is directly proportional to the speed of the vehicle. But some other parameters also involved, but basic things, it's directly proportional to the top speed of the vehicle. So, for example, let us consider the Honda Dio. The top speed will be around 70 to 80 kilometers. Then you select the operating voltage will be 72 volts. So, this is a simple case study. So similarly, you can select in any motor, you can find the top speed. The top speed is directly proportional to the operating voltage of the battery. So that's the reason in our Indian road condition, the ARI will be recommended the maximum battery voltage will be 192 volts. But UK, that side and all, US and all, they will be operating up to 300 volts. So that is based on the road condition. Then how do you calculate this motor current? All are from the electrical background. I will give the simple formula that power into safety factor divided by voltage. Sometimes what happen? Safety current, maybe you can select with the 2 or 3, and also we can include the efficiency also. If we consider this case, for example, my efficiency will be around 80%. My safety factor will be 2. Means then automatically the current will be higher. For example, our previous case, our TVS 50, that range, the voltage will be 48 volts because the top speed will be 50. Then 50, the battery is not available the 50, so I can select as a 48 volts. Then already we calculated the power will be 1000 watts. If you provided this 2, then you get your current will be around 52 amperes. So that is a big challenge for the EV. The current will be very, very high. So you can handle with the equipment will be the larger current. But generally our appliances, for example, our home appliances and all, the current will be very, very minimum. For example, the maximum our sockets will be around 15 amperes only. But EV and all, it's, if you are putting to the charger, it will require this much of current will be required. So that is a big challenge for the electric vehicle. Now we move on to speed calculation. How much speed you are required for your motors? For this, we can calculate it through distance divided by time. So that is a basic formula. You can select, that is also possible. Suppose if you want to directly convert it from the speed, you are required, if you want to find the direct speed, then you multiply 25 into speed in kilometer per hour. That is the top speed of the vehicle, which much you are expected from the vehicle, divided by 3 pi r. So 3 pi r. R is the radius of the wheels. For example, let us take one small case study. For example, my car, my vehicle or my two-wheeler, it reaches for the 100 kilometers in 2 hours. My wheel diameter will be 0.6, means it will be required around 200 RPM. So it's a basic formula, 25 into top speed around 50 kilometers because 100 kilometer per 2 hours. So 100 divided by 2 around 50. Then it will be required 200 RPM. Let us take the real case study. For example, Hero Honda. I will take the Hero Honda, the existing Hero Honda. The weight will be around 107 kg. The wheel diameter will be 10 inches. Then top speed will be 80 kilometers per hour. So this is the data will be given. From this, I want to convert this into electric vehicle. What is the motor power will be required? Same thing, that half mv square divided by T, you get the power. So that is the first category. Second category, what is the speed required for this motor? So how do you calculate this one? For this, first of all, you have to convert the unit conversions. Because here the wheel's diameter will be given the inches. The inches is converted to meter. Then you find the radius. Then you substitute the formula from 25 into speed in kilometer per hour divided by 3 pi r. Then you can substitute 25 into 80 divided by 3 pi into 0.17. Then you get around 1671 RP. we make the small comparison between existing Hero Honda as well as our conventional Hero Honda. For example, existing Hero Honda, it will require around 8,000 RPM. This data will be available on the internet. It's around 8,000 RPM. If we convert it into electric vehicle, 1,671 RPM is sufficient. So if you reduce the speed, you get a lot of advantages. For example, the stability and also efficiency, and also reaching the time, that also can be reduced. So a lot of advantages will be there. But here the IC engine speed will be 80,000 RPM, but wheel speed will be entirely different. Here also I talk about only for motor speed. Then next we talk on to wheel speed, how much the wheel speed will be rotated. That is the expected delivery from the vehicle. So this is a motor speed. So this is your IC engine speed. Automatically the speed will be reduced, then your safety parameters like your shock absorber, then your braking system, all will be minimized the component size and all. So that is the advantages. Now, how do you calculate the torque calculation? The torque will be tire radius into wheel mass into acceleration divided by gear ratio. So tire radius, just you can measure the tire radius, then vehicle mass, that is the total mass of vehicle. Then acceleration means the velocity divided by gear ratio. Oh, so this is a formula you can find the torque calculation. Or in mechanical terms, the output power equal to 2 pi nt divided by 60. From this you can calculate as the torque also is possible. So far we discussed with the motor power rating. The power will be half m v square divided by t. Voltage will be top speed of the vehicle. The current will be power into safety factor divided by voltage into efficiency. And speed is 25 into speed in kilometer. So last half an hour we will discuss these are the parameters. Now we move on to a vehicle side. How much the vehicle gear ratio will be required, then what is the vehicle speed, and what is the mileage will be covered. For example, per kilometers, how much motor will be delivered this distance and all. Let us take, how do you calculate this gear ratio? For the gear ratio, they having different types will be gears are available. Here we will take one small case study for the belt or chain drive system. Here the motor will be available. This motor will be coupled wheel through the chain drive system. For this cases, the gear ratio will be motor gear teeth divided by wheel gear, or motor couple diameter divided by wheel couple diameter. So that is a formula, the motor gear teeth divided by wheel gear. So similarly, the wheel speed, how much the wheel speed will be getting? The wheel speed will be motor speed into gear ratio. So here the motor will be fixing with the differential through some gearboxes. So that gear ratio into speed of the motor. Then speed range. The speed range will be distance traveled per second divided by 1000. So these are the formula. We will take the small case study. For example, the motor will be fixing this end and wheel will be fixing this end. We connected with two pulleys, or this is one pulley, this is another one pulley. That is, a shaft will be connected to chain. For this, the teeth will be around, this teeth will be motor side teeth will be 10, the wheel side teeth will be 20. That is our assumption. For example, here the number of teeth, for example, so this is the teeth. The same thing we can create it as a 20. We fix into the wheel side, then we will connect it, this two will be in this end through chain drive. What is the gear ratio required and what is the expected speed from this wheel? How do you calculate this one? So here we want to calculate with wheel speed. Then what is the gear ratio will be getting from this motor? For the calculation purpose, I can assume as a NM is a motor speed and NW is a wheel speed and TM is a brackets teeth and a wheel side TW. So this is our assumption. So these are the parameter will be given. From this, I will take a small case study. Then wheel speed will be calculated motor speed into gear ratio. Okay. So motor speed into gear ratio will be Tm divided by Tw. So 360 into 10 divided by 20, you get 180 RPM. So this is your wheel speed. Then that wheel speed is converted into RPS will be 180 divided by 60, you get 3 RPS. Then what is the distance travel? The distance travel will be distance travel per revolution into wheel speed. The revolution will be a circular, it's a 2 pi r, that is a circumference. It's a pi d into speed of the wheel. Then you can multiply, it's a 6.21 meter per seconds. Now I can substitute this value into the speed in kilometer per hour. So distance travel, we already calculated 6.21. So hours in seconds. So first we converted as a minute, then we converted as a second. 60 into 60 divided by 1000. So I get my wheel speed will be 22.4 kilometer per hour. So the gear ratio will be the reduction gear ratio. So from this is a summary for the previous 4 slides. So here the parameter will be given. From this parameter, I calculate as a wheel speed. Then I calculated as a distance. My speed range will be 22.40. Suppose I can change this pulley to motor side, then I can change the pulley to the wheel speed. What happened? So here the speed will be automatically will be increased. Let us see the same thing. The 20 and other same speed of the motors, and wheel teeth will be reduced to 10 and motor teeth will be reduced. It's like our cycles. Your pedaling teeth will be higher, then your wheel side teeth will be lower. Then how the speed will be increasing? So this is a concept from this one. So around the 360 divided by 20 into 10, 720 RPM. So that is 12 RPS. Then automatically you can imagine your mileage range will be around 89.58 kilometers per second hours. So previously it will be delivered 22. Now it move on to 90. So that is the role of gears introduced in the vehicles. At present, our electric vehicle gear ratio will be available maximum 46 gears. So all will be the automatic gear shifting level. There is no manual gears. All will be the automatic shifting gears. But existing vehicle and all, it will be available only 5 gears with 1 reverse gears. That is a 6 gears will be available. So this is a huge advantages of electric vehicle. Is there any doubts? I can move on to battery. Yeah, participants, you can unmute yourself or you can give the chart if you're having any doubts.
Dear participant, if you have any doubt, you can unmute yourself and ask your doubts.
Okay, thank you. Now I can move on to battery side. So this is the motor side. Now we move on to battery side. How do you calculate the battery and how do you develop the battery pack? Then after per charge, how much power will be delivered? So these things we'll be discussing now. Now, first of all, how do you calculate our battery pack? So for example, your vehicle and all, it will require a lot of battery cells. The battery cells may be connected as a series or parallel or both the combination will be calculated. How that calculation will be done? Let us take one small case study. I will take the one Duracell battery. That Duracell battery will be around 1.5 volts and AA battery. Means its voltage will be 1.5 volts and current will be around 2 amperes. That is 2000 milliampere hour. Okay, so it will deliver the power for 3 watts. That is simple voltage and current multiplication. So 1.5 into 2, you get 3 watts. So this 3 watts will be delivered per hour. So this is a cell power calculation. From this, I want to develop this battery to my vehicle. Let us take one case study. I will take one a BLDC motor. That BLDC motor requires 24 volts and 500 watts. For this, I want to this battery cell. How many cells will be required? Simply we calculated as a 500 divided by 3, that is 500 watts divided by 3 watts, it around 166 cells. How this 166 cells connected in your vehicle? So that is a battery pack calculation or battery pack design. For this purpose, first you find the required current. It will be around for the existing motor, that is a 500 watts divided by 24, I get 20 amperes. From this, my per cell available voltage will be 1.5 and available current will be 2 ampere. For this, I get 24 volts and 20 ampere. How do you calculate this one? For example, this 24 volts. From this 24 volts, that 1.5 will be available. 24 divided by 1.5, you get 16 cells. If you connected the 16 cells in series, you get 24 volts. Okay. Then similarly, current. The current will be, required current will be 20 amperes. For assumption, it will be 21. I assume as a 20. Then 20 divided by 2. It will be around 10 cells. So 16 into 10. So that is your battery pack. So 16 cells into 10 rows. For example, this is a battery pack. If you connected the 16 cells in the series, we get 24 volts and ampere will be only 2 ampere. This is one row. If you connected like this, the bottom side, all will be connected in parallel, you get 20 ampere, but only 1.5 volts. If you make repetition, then you get the 24 volts and 20 amperes. Like, for example, this is a connection. Then they will be making this connection. Likewise, they will be soldering like this. So this is called battery pack system. That 106, they will be calculated. First 6 is still connected in series. For example, first battery minus to second battery plus, and second battery minus to third battery plus. Likewise, they will be connected. So that is one row. Similarly, they connected as another row, they making. Then all positive will be connected one end and all negative will be connected one end. Then they making as a battery pack. So this is a old technology. For example, here one cell will be failure. What happened? Here this cell will be failure. What happened? I am getting 24 volts. There is no losses for the voltage, but my current will be reduced to 18 ampere. Because one cell is open means the entire row will be disconnected from the batteries. So that is a problem for this battery pack. They given with some alternate way of connections. What are the alternate ways? For example, this is a one way of connections. Can anyone identify this battery pack connections? So series and parallel combination. How many cells will be connected in series and how many cells will be connected as a parallel? Okay, this is one pack. This is second pack. This is third pack. This is fourth pack. That is 4S. Then this each and every cell is a 2P. That is 2 parallel. I can extend this view. This is a cell. So here series connection, series connection, series connection. You see this end is a series connection. Then this end is a parallel connection. What happens if this single cell will be failure? You are getting the power from entire cell. It will not affect the current or it will not affect the voltage. So that is the advantages for this connection. This is one-way connection. Some people they are trying with the other way of connection also possible. That is star and delta. That is also they will be developing the battery cells calculations and battery cell design. So this is the connection. You see, this is one battery pack. This is one battery pack. That both will be connected in series. Then they will be taken as a power. Now I move on to battery capacity calculation. How the battery capacity can be calculated. The battery capacity will be ampere into hour. Simply you multiply with the current into times. How much times will be delivered this power? For example, this can be calculated from the previous example. For example, we converted as an electric vehicle for the TVS 50. The weight will be 56. The person driving for 44 kg. Then we calculated the top speed as well as the motor and power and voltage. The motor power will be 1000 watts and voltage, operating voltage will be 48 volts. From this, I calculated as a current. The current will be 1000 divided by 48. It will be around 20 amperes. Then you can multiply with the hours. If you want to deliver 1 hour, you can multiply with 1 hours. If you want to deliver per charge will be 4 hours or 8 hours, you can multiply with 8 or 4. So that is a capacity. So 20 into 1 hour means the battery for 20 ampere will be delivered per hour. If you want to take as 4 hours, then you can multiply with 4 hours, then 80 ampere hour. So my battery will be 48 volts and 80 ampere. So that is the ampere will be the major impact for the battery capacity. It will be decided how long it will be delivered this power continuously without affecting other performance or losses. It will be around 40 to 80 amperes. So this is a battery capacity calculation. Your existing motor power rating, then your top speed. From this, you can calculate the current. Then you can multiply with your required hours. Now, I move on to battery range. How much kilometer per charge will be delivered? So basically, the battery driving ranges is usually only power from the electric battery and transfer into the driving cycles. So that is a range we will be calculated. This will be involving your mass of the vehicle as well as your speed as well as your other external loads that will be calculated. But here our case study we will take as a small case study, that is a speed range into battery range in hours. That's enough. That is your driving style into battery ranges in hours. How do you calculate this battery range? Let us consider the same example. Our TVS 50. The motor side will be 1000 watts and 48 volts and 20 ampere. That is the motor side. The battery side 48 volts and 80 ampere. That means it will be delivered 4 hours. The vehicle speed range will be 50 kilometers per hour. Then the battery range will be calculated hours will be battery current divided by motor current. The battery current will be around 80 ampere into 20 means 80 divided by 20. So you get 4 hours. So number of hours into top speed. So 50, your top speed of the vehicle speed range will be 50 into 4 around 200 kilometers. If you provided this battery 48 volts into 80 ampere battery, it will be delivered 200 kilometers. How long? 4 hours. You can drive the vehicle 4 hours within 200 kilometers. If hours reduce, then kilometers will be increased. Then kilometer increased, hours will be reduced. Automatically, it's a directly relationship. So this is a range calculation. That is a battery. How long it will be delivered? The calculation. Some people they are trying with a lot of battery chemistry. They will they involving as a C rating. The C rating is a per coulomb charge. The battery can be delivered hours. They can increase a lot of coulombs. That is the chemistry. They increasing the chemistry. For example, your laptop as well as your camera mobile, you are using one batteries. They will be around 20C or 10C or 8C batteries are used. From this, the delivering power will be increased. Let us take the same case study. I can consider as a C rating. For example, the C rating 24 ampere 1C rating means that 1 hour my maximum possible current will be 24 amperes. Suppose I will take as a 5C rating, it will be charging for 12 minutes, then it will be required charging current will be 120 amperes. So you can multiply C rating into your available current rating, you get the maximum current. So that is you are applying current. Then 60, that is hour, 60 divided by 5, you get the minutes. So that is the charging will be available. But this case, it will not be considered for all the cases. If we consider the C rating, then your battery life as well as your battery performance get reduced. For example, 1C rating, the 20% below 20% battery can be having the dangerous state. Then similarly, the 90% of overcharging, then automatically the battery performance get lost. So your operating range will be 95 to 20, the battery get good condition. Suppose if we consider a 3C rating, it's a 90 to 20%. That is a running stage. Suppose 7C or 10C and all, automatically the power delivering range will be reduced. For example, if you take a one glass, if you want to fill the water through one small glasses, it will completely dry with a good condition. Suppose if you consider one tank or one can, if you want to fill this water, what happen? Automatically the overflow rate will be high. The inside the glass will be very, very low. So that is the things will be available for the battery. So if you want to fill the battery in the good condition, you go for the slow charges is a better mileage. If you go the fast charges, automatically your driving range will be reduced. Now we move on to replacement cost, because the battery cost will be very, very high for the EV. For this, how much amount we are spending per kilometer for battery replacement cost? Let us take one battery, for example, lithium ion. The life cycle will be around 250 cycles. The cost of the lead acid battery, 24 volts and 20 ampere, will be around 5,000 rupees. It will be delivered per charge will be only 50 kilometers. Means, so first how many kilometers it will be delivered? 50 into 250 around 12,500 kilometers. Then I am spending 12,500 kilometers for 5,000 rupees, means around 40 paisa per kilometer I am spending for battery replacement cost. So here the maintenance cost will be included for the normal vehicle. Here electric vehicle, you should consider the replacement cost of the battery also. After 12,500 kilometers, you can replace your battery. So that is a battery replacement cost. So that is not fixed. It can be changed different condition. It can be parameter can be changed. For example, the 50 kilometers, for example, hill station, or you are climbing up in the bridges and all, the inclination angle will be introduced. For example, it's a angle variation. Automatically what happened, I think you have studied with the electric motor, BLB sin theta, that the angle changes automatically, the induced voltage will be changed. So from this, the battery life also can be get reduced, that mileage also can be reduced. So that's all from the battery side. Now we move on to force calculation. That is, a force means what are the forces involving in your vehicles. Let us take what are the forces will be available. For example, the vehicle, you are driving one car. Here, one force will be hitting in your vehicle mirror. So that is called air resistance. Then tire will be gripping, that is a friction. Then it will be opposing some force, that is a supportive force. Then human pedaling, human will be applying the pedal to travel from zero velocity to some velocity, that is a human force, that is called linear forces. These are the forces will be acting on the vehicle that can be classified as a rolling resistance, gradient, and aerodynamic drag, and linear. So linear, the yellow is a linear, it's a linear force. Then rolling, that is the rotational force, that will be called as a rolling. Then gradient means the vehicle can drive from the slope, then automatically the gravity will be changing the direction. For example, this is a CG. Then if you climbing the CG, what happen? Automatically it will be shifted some other places. Then CG will be changing, automatically balancing will be the issue. How the gradient forces are calculated, and aerodynamic forces, that is a wind resistance. So these are the forces will be acting on the vehicle. Let us take the rolling resistance will be CR into mg. CR is a rolling coefficient, m is a mass, and g is a gravity. Then lift or dragging force or gradient force, that gradient force will be mg sine alpha. You see, the vehicle can be shifted, that is CG will be shifted, that is the center of gravity will be shifted from center point to some angle. Then the vehicle want to balance. How we can balance? That is a force called gradient force. So that is mg sine alpha. If you are having the flat surface, there is no mg. The sine alpha will be 0. Then you get the 0 forces. Then aerodynamic, that can be calculated 0.5 CD into air front into PR in velocity square. So this is a formula. You can substitute the value, you can get your value. Now we move on to Tata Nano. How do you convert this Tata Nano to electric vehicle? So these are the parameters from the Google. The weight of the Tata Nano will be 630. Width will be around 1495 mm, and length will be 3099, and height will be 1652, and wheel diameter or wheel radius will be 0.3 mm, and speed range will be 60 km/h. From this vehicle, I want to convert it into electric vehicle. For example, I want to replace that IC engine to electric motor. Then what is the power required for this vehicle? So previously I will be considered only for linear movement. Now I will be consider all the other parameters. Let us take the vehicle. So first of all, we calculated as a total weight. So total weight of the vehicle will be around 630 kg. Then I will be consider one person is driving. Previously I will consider the same thing. I will be considered as a one person. His weight will be 70. So 700 kgs. Mass will be 700. Then you should calculate the air front area. So this is the front area. Then you calculated with area. For example, this is length and breadth. You can multiply the length and breadth. You can get with 20.5. From this case, width and height. Previously slide I will mention width and height. So width and height will be multiplied. Then you get the air front area will be around 2.5 meters. Let us consider our transmission efficiency will be 85%, because the Tata Nano will be delivering lower power. So I consider as a 85%. Okay. Then speed. How do you calculate it as a speed? The speed will be 60 into 1000 divided by 360. The 60 will be the top speed. Then kilometer will be given. So that is converted as a meter. Then 1000 divided by 360,000, you get the velocity. That is 16.7 meter per second. Previously, I consider as a 50 km/h is converted to velocity. Here also 60 to converted into velocity. Then distance travel is a 2 pi r. It's a circumference. we calculated as a 2 pi r, it's around 1.9 meters. Then required speed, the speed into wheel travel. So speed will be around 16.77. I mentioned as a 16.77 into 60, that is a meter per second. So seconds is converted to minutes. I multiply with 60. Then distance travel will be 1.9. You multiply with, you divide this, then you get 527 RPM is sufficient. So previously, the two-wheeler, the minimum speed will be around 200 RPM. You see, this four-wheeler, it will require 527 RPM. So that is the reason our electric motor is to start your vehicle in quick manner. For example, quick starters and all. So that is a starter motor. The starter motor speed will be very, very low. Then it will be rotated your IC engine in the faster manner. Now, what are the forces will be involved in? So rolling force, then drag force and gradient force. So previously I mentioned all the things. The formula will be force. That is a power conversion. Already I mentioned force into velocity. So that's the reason I multiply with V. Here I mentioned as a mgc. Now I introduce as a V because I am calculating as a power. Power equal to force into velocity. So all the velocity will be multiplied in each and every terms. Then you substitute the value. Around it will be required 9,185 watts. So around 9.2 kilowatts. It will be around 10 kilowatts. Previously 1 kilowatts for two-wheeler, then 10 kilowatts for four-wheelers. Here I will be consider all the forces. So previously I am not consider any forces. If you want to consider all the forces, the starting power required for the four-wheeler will be 9 kilowatts. Then two-wheeler, the starting power will be required 1 kilowatts. If you want to convert the gear ratio, if you want to introduce a gear ratio, then automatically I can reduce my power. Let us take the case study. For example, I want to use 2 kilowatt motor with 4,200 RPM. I want to run this motor in my Tata Nano. How much gear will be introduced? So first of all, you find the torque. Torque will be power into 60 divided by 2 pi n. Then, so 2000 available power will be 2000 into 60 divided by speed. Then it will be required 4.6 Newton. So this motor will be given 4.6 Newton. But my gear ratio, motor speed will be divided by wheel speed. Motor speed will be around 4,200. My wheel speed will be around 527. So I want to introduce 8 gears, then automatically my vehicle can run. So this is a simple gear ratio. If you're having the reduced power, you can try this also. It's possible. Now, some of the powertrain solution provided available in our country. These are the list. For example, EM Innovation, it's located in Coimbatore. They will be given lot of solution for 2 and 3 wheelers chassis, and they will be fixed with motors, and they given with the motors also and controller also. Then Mahil Electric, it's a Pune based. They also supported for the lot of engineering college students. These are the some websites they will be supporting for your conventional process. Existing vehicle too, if you want to convert to electric vehicle, they are the leading suppliers. Then Cell Propulsion, the Bengaluru, they started the process. They converted the lot of LCVs to electric vehicles. Now, what are the research scope available for this area? For example, the combination motion, how the combination motion get high performance, that is a precision. Then they're trying with the multi-phase induction motor. with a different kind of power converters. Previously, the three-phase induction motor only available. Now they will be converted to multi-phases because the converters are also available, multi-phase converters. Then fast and efficient control for the speed position. Then smart control systems. Then some electric flying cars also they're developing. Then waterway transport. Then electric power through different space exposures vehicles they are trying. From this same concept, the existing that is gasoline engine, they replaced as electric drives. So that is a similar concept they will be developing. Then some people they are trying for all-wheel drives, not only single motor. They provide the 4 motors. Then they increasing the driving styles or driving performance. They are trying. Then wheel-driven vehicle is a better control mechanism will be provided. The major trends in the future developments are vehicle to ground, then better charging technology, then battery technology, then wireless power transmission, then overhead power solutions. These are the scopes are available in the conventional process. So can I go for another 10 minutes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can go.
Because now 10:15.
Yes,
You
sir.
having next section will be 10:30 or
11 o'clock.
okay, sir. Okay. Now, other design parameter. What are the other design parameter we will be considered for conventional of electric vehicle? One is power converters. The power converters. If you want to design the power converters, a lot of power converters involved in vehicles. Let us take one of the buck converters. So all the vehicles, all electric vehicles, they need the buck converters because a lot of 12 volts accessories will be available in the existing vehicles. So if you want to run this existing accessories in the better manner, you should use on power converters. That is a buck converters. If you want to design buck converter, you should know the sum of the specification of the buck converters. That is your input voltage, output voltage. That is you know very well about the voltage. And also you know the maximum power and switching frequency. What is the switching frequency will be required. Then inductor ripples. Normally the inductor ripple will be 10% will be allowed for our electronic circuits. But electric vehicle, the heat and the vibration, it will be required to 30% of ripple. So that is a huge noise will be, that is a lot of filter stage will be required. So you should consider that also is a 30% of ripple will be required. Then output ripple voltage will be 10 millivolts or assume with any other voltage. So let us take the case study. I will be consider these are the parameters. If you want to find this inductor, how do you calculate this inductor value? That the inductor value will be V out into 1 minus D divided by FSW into del I. V out is the output voltage, D is a duty cycle. You know the duty cycle, output voltage divided by input voltage. Then FSW, that is a switching frequency, how much your switching frequency are given. Then change in current, that is a power divided by voltage, you get the change in, that is a current. Then you multiply with the ripple. So you substitute this value, you get 153 nano Henry will be required. So that much of inductor level will be required. If you want to find the capacitor, so same thing, 1 minus D divided by del out divided by V out into 8 into L N FSW whole square. So this is the case, you substitute the value, then you get the fine 348 microfarad. This all the formula will be available in your power electronics. But only thing you should assume these parameters. These are the parameters will be considered. Then from this parameter, you can select your C and L value. That switching you can select with any power switching devices like your IGBT or MOSFET or SCR or any one of the thyristor family. That, but at present, most of the vehicles used as a IGBT and a MOSFET. Now, I move on to some design parameters. If you want to design your electric vehicle, you should know the basic things. One is center of gravity. Center of gravity, how the center of gravity can be located in the vehicle. That is the CG calculation. I think you know the CG calculation, different distance. From the distance, you can find the center point. In the center of gravity, they used a lot of CAD engineers. They are working for the CG calculation, CAD and SolidWorks and ProE and EdgeCam. They're developing with software. The software you can easily locate your center of gravity. Then aerodynamic forces. Previously, I mentioned the sum of the aerodynamic forces. Other forces also acting on the vehicle. For example, braking. I have not included the braking force. You can consider as a braking force also. During the braking, then a shock absorber, then passenger movement or driver movement, how we can control from this braking speed and all. That is also available in the aerodynamic forces. Then weight distribution. The weight distribution is a major contribution for the vehicles because IC engine already the weight will be very high. It can be balanced, but electrical, the motor weight will be very less and battery also very less. Then your location is a very, very important. You can identify the location. Then only you can fix the motor as well as your battery. So that's the reason that Tesla and all, the bottom side, they will be spreading the battery parameters. But some people, they fixed a battery in the front and motor in the back side. That is the rear wheel drive. Some people, they are trying with the rear wheel drive, sorry, front wheel drive. The front wheel, they're fixing as a motor. Then back side, they will be fixing the battery side center. So that is a weight distribution. Then factory of safety. That is electrical engineer. You should consider all the India should have the factory of safety. For example, tripping current or tripping relays or any EST issues, it can be identified. Then it can be trip your motor as well as your battery. So that is a factory of safety. You should be considered all the area. And also here, the high voltage safety, it's a big challenge for the high voltage safety. Because normally our current will be very, very high in the vehicle side. For example, the motor required the 80 ampere or 90 ampere. You see that already I mentioned that motor case and all, only two-wheeler, it will be required 80 amperes. So that much of current will be required. So you should take the safety for the all the area. And also, if you want to design your own vehicle, you should know the, first of all, you find the top speed of the vehicle, that is a kilometer per hour. Then acceleration, that is a meter per second. How quick my motor can start it, or how fast my engine can be started for ready for the movement, that is a meter per seconds. If you're looking for the variable frequency drive, that is a VFD, all the parameter will be fixed. Then you can edit the parameters. That is also available. So that acceleration meter per second, then maximum inclination, that is a gradability, that is a sloping. For example, electric toys and all, it can climb with 90 degrees. So that is the possibilities. But your IC engine, the 11 degree itself, it's a big challenge. So that's the reason every vehicle, they climbing the slope or bridges and all, they trying for only first gears. So that is the inclination angle will be very, very low. If you consider as an electric vehicle, the gradability angle will be a huge scope. I think you see the lot of electric toys. All will be operated the battery. Then it will be climbing up and down. It's a good manner. Then ranges, what are the ranges in kilometers? Then turning radius. Then what are the types of driving styles are available? That is rear wheel or front wheel or mid drive or half drive. All will be available. Then you can select. And also you can provide the shielding for wiring harness, because high voltage and sensor wiring also separately isolated. For example, control wiring and power wiring. The power wiring having a lot of EST shielding will be provided. If you're not provided properly, then automatically what happen? Your sensor will be turning on. Then the motor or the battery or your safety devices may be turned on or turn off. So that is the reason you should consider all the parameters. Then also chassis design. If you want to design the chassis is a big challenge. And friction, rolling forces, and steering system and braking system all should be considered. Then you get the better and good EV. That's all from my side. Any doubts? You can raise your questions or unmute yourself.
Sir, one participant has posted a question.
Yeah.
How EV differs from autonomous EV?
At present, autonomous EV is driverless cars. But our Indian policies, it's not permitted to run the autonomous car in our country because a lot of persons or drivers are available. If you go for autonomous, then the controller have a major advantages. For example, initially I started with the motor controller. That motor controller will be taking a decision from the sensor sides. So previously I mentioned as a driver inputs, now it will be changes as a sensor inputs. That's all. That is the major things. But cost wise and coordination wise, it's a very, very high. And also this technology in our road condition, it's a very, very difficult. For example, your Google Map. I think one of the movie will be taken for the things, the Google Map and all, it will be indicated the left and right and all, it will be reached in some other places, the backside of the. So it will be give a lot of unwanted direction. We don't having a sufficient net also, and also sufficient power also. At present, the autonomous vehicle in Indian condition, it's not possible. It may be around. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, this is Dr. Imai. Sorry for interruption.
Yes.
Thank you. This is my question. Madam asked on behalf of me. So what I mean is, NASA and Airbus. You know, I worked for Airbus since 2008 and Nissan Leaf 2009 for electric vehicle. Many thanks for your lecture. So my doubt is, so in the space and aerospace, we have to think about the different kind of autonomous EV. So this is my doubt. How it differs from pure EV and the autonomous EV with respect to space and aerospace?
Yeah, actually it's a different kind, ma'am. The different propulsion system, they used as a different kind of motors. Actually, the motor, for example, your drones and all, they're having the different kind of rotors, they can be coordinated. So similar kind of arrangement will be differ from the road vehicle as well as your space vehicle. The road vehicle, lot of weights are involved. Here, that this vehicle, the lot of wind velocity will be considered. The weight will be very low, but the aerodynamic forces will be entirely different.
Yeah.
That is a big challenge now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means we may think about the gradient factor and those things and all. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
thank you, sir. Yes. This is sir, not madam. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, I am Tamil Arasi, Assistant Professor of Marine Engineering Department, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I have 3 doubts, sir.
Please.
First one is, how can we start the designing of hybrid e-vehicles, sir? What is the starting point for designing the electric vehicles, sir?
Yeah, designing
include fuel cells here, sir.
Yeah.
Next one is, how can I design the hybrid electric?
Okay. So first I start with the reverse side. Your third question. You are started with a hybrid
Yes, sir.
electric vehicle. That hybrid vehicle is classified as a 4 categories. One is mild hybrid and micro hybrid and full hybrid and plug-in hybrid. Here, the micro and mild hybrid, they will be running for slow speed. For example, the micro hybrid. The existing starter motor can drive for few kilometers. For example, if you are driving the city side, then the IC engine will be isolated. The starter motor will be delivering for some starting purpose. So that is a micro hybrid. That mild hybrid, the existing motor, it will be give the supported for starting speed. For example, if you are running the vehicle will be 20 kilometers or 30 kilometers speed or 40 kilometers, that is a city ride. City itself,
Yes.
it will be reduced to efficiency or your carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide, that greenhouse gases will be reduced through this motor. So motor will be assist for this purpose. Then fully hybrid. Same IC engine performance, that is capacity, they can provided another electric motor. Then they will be coupled series or parallel or series and parallel combination. Then the mileage will be achieved. For example, if you consider as a series, then the motor will be coupled to your IC engine. IC engine acts as a prime mover. When the prime mover rotates, the motor will be get the power. Then it will be delivered to your wheels. So that is a concept that same power engine you should be considered as a motor. Then plug-in means the battery. The battery can be connected with the external source. You can charge the battery. So fully hybrid, you cannot connect the battery charger. The battery charger getting the power from the IC engine through alternator, it gets charged. So that is a concept. But all the power engine will the same calculation existing. What is the power engine will be available? Then how much power you are required? Then you can select this one. Then your first question. If you want to start with the EV, where you want to start?
Yes, sir. The flow of designing.
Yeah, flow of designing. First of all, you should know the chassis design. That, then you can fix the wheel. Then you can fix the motor location. That is a component fixing. You can fix a motor as a central drive or front drive or rear wheel or wheel itself. That is the up drive. So after fixing the motor, then you can select your top speed. Location identified, then you can select the top speed. Then you can fix a component based on our calculation and all. Then what are the safety you want to include it? Whether if you want to only include the brake, that is also the electrical braking also available, mechanical braking also available. When you want to fix the electrical braking, when you want to fix the mechanical braking, all should be taken decision. So you know the controller, basic control. So that controller will be classified as a 4 category. One is motor side, another one is a driver side, another one is safety side, another one is battery side. If the four things will be coordinated, then you get the vehicle control system, that is VCS. Is it okay, ma'am?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am, please.
Sir, I have one more doubt, sir. The fuel cell, shall I include fuel cell in an electric vehicle, sir, for charging the batteries?
Yeah, you can use it, ma'am. But at present, the safety scenario will be the good challenges will be the very high. They are trying, but efficiency wise, it will be very, very low. Some people, they use it as a super capacitor for the starting purpose, because the starting electric motor 4 to 7 times larger. That time the battery get immediately dried. So for this purpose, they use it as a super capacitor. So likewise, if you having the fuel cell and battery, it will be starting purpose, they will be provided, then you get the better efficiency. So alternate way, lot of sources can be included. Then running that the sources can be eliminated or disconnected.
Sir,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yes, you can speak, sir. You're audible.
Hi,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
This
Yes,
is
sir.
Sampri.
Sir, your voice is audible, sir.
Yes, sir. This is Samprit, and I'm from a small town, sir.
Yeah.
And where I see like many Excel 50s, like around 30 to 40 per day, and in which many of them were like somewhat many like they bought it many years before, and they were like they produce so much of smoke too. Okay,
Yeah.
so as you have said that you have worked on Excel 50, so if we convert those all Excels into electric vehicles, like major problem in villages, it is right now, sir. Like many people are having Excels in villages.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if we convert them into electric, so like we will be getting like pollution will be reduced, no, sir. So much of pollution we can reduce.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Lot of pollution can be reduced.
Yeah,
If
and
you converted this vehicle, the conversion process, after conversion, you get certified from the existing body. For example, in Tamil Nadu, GARC, Global Research Automotive Center, will be located in Chennai, near Chennai, Varanasi. You get the after conversion, you get the certified, then it can be run your roads.
okay. Like so the for example, let us take one Excel 50 which was bought years before, like around 7 or 8 years before, and it is producing so much of smoke and mileage is also so much less.
Yes, sir.
So if I convert into the how like by taking the nice motor and battery and good transmission, I have attached it to it and I converted into an electric vehicle. So can I achieve the when IC is there, that much performance can I achieve in when it converted into electric?
Definitely, sir. Only thing, the load is a big challenge. Load
Yeah,
parameter.
like
For example,
many people use Excel 50 for load purposes only in villages.
yeah. So that is a big problem because the load, the IC engine load will be excellent performance. But electric
Yeah.
motor, if you selected the electric motor, if you consider that much of load only, you should be considered. For example, 2% only, you consider as a 2%.
Okay.
Suppose if he increases the weight, automatically the performance get reduced.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a challenge, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, definitely.
Yeah, and one more doubt, like buying an Excel 50, now it's not in production, but before buying it, like in before years while buying, it was around something around 40 to 50,000. So I think he bought after so many years, now it is so much old. So now I'm going to convert into electric now. Like what would be approximate price for converting that into an electric vehicle? How much price it would take?
Yeah, actually, the 48 volts, the converter around 6,000 rupees, 48,000. All the components, you get all the components for 6,000 rupees.
Okay. So for 6,000, I can complete all. I can convert into an EV vehicle.
Yeah, EV vehicle.
Okay. So how can I transmit into an electric vehicle, and where can I get those all components? Can you say me some details? Like this, the basic step would be so much helpful. Like
Sure.
My grandfather is using the same thing. Just now I asked him like how is it, and he's feeling bad and so much of smoke. Many people will complain, no, when he was going on roads.
Yeah.
So I want to convert into an electric vehicle.
Yeah, that is definitely possible. That one of the site Alibaba will be available. You can try with the Alibaba website, and also lot of EV conventional kits are available. You search with the Google, you get the lot of companies are available. In Chennai, that XYZ Robotics will be available. They are providing lot of conventional kits.
Okay, SY sir, XY.
XYZ.
Okay.
It's I think near Kolathur, I think so.
Okay, like how much capacity motor and battery would be required for converting this Excel 50, sir?
That 1 kilowatt motor is sufficient. If you increases the load, then you go for the 3 kilowatts. Okay. The passenger movement you can use as a 1 kilowatt.
Okay.
Suppose if you want to use as a load purpose, you can use as a 3 or to maximum 6 kilowatt.
Okay.
Then same
So
48
after-
volts battery. That's enough.
Yeah. And you said that after getting certified from where, in Chennai, you have said something institute, then I can move it on
GARC.
roads.
GARC, Global Automotive
GARC.
Research Center.
Okay, so after I getting certificate from this GARC, I can move it on roads, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay. Motor is 1 kilowatt. If I want to go for loads, then it would be maximum 6 kilowatts. And what about the battery, sir?
Battery is a 48 volts.
48 volts battery. And any things to consider, sir, for making it?
That based on your motor current, you consider as a battery current.
Okay, okay. So the chassis would be same, no, sir, for normal XL50 and my converted XL50. Would that not be a
Sir,
any
excuse me,
patent problem and all?
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir. Please, sir.
Sorry to interrupt. I have one doubt. Only the battery and the motor is enough to convert that ECR, sir.
No, you have to introduce a controller because the driver inputs gets a controller.
Okay.
So you should know the battery, converters, then motor.
Okay.
Then based on the converter, you select with the accessories like your throttle, brake inputs. I mentioned the brakes and all.
Okay.
Mechanical brake already available. If you want to introduce the electric brake, then you can introduce the electric ports.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry for the disturbance. Yeah. Please continue, Ma.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
So as he asked, so converting of XL50 include only battery, motor, and for this also controller is required, no, sir?
Yeah, definitely, sir. Whatever the motor, if you selected the motor, you need the controller.
Yeah. Yeah, sir. Like the doubt was the normal XL50 chassis measurements and my converted XL50 chassis measurements will be same. So would not that be a problem for taking a patent?
Yeah. The patent, if you want to sell, then you get the patent from the TVS.
Okay, okay.
Because the same chassis, if you want to run the same chassis, then you get the concurrence from the TVS motor.
Okay, so if I have done any modifications, then that would be not be a problem, no, right?
Maybe the pattern issues, some issues will be there.
Okay.
If we get with the GARC, they will be guiding for this one. How do you get this one and all?
Okay, then okay.
Because they are having some norms and all the norms, if you are satisfied, then the difference between your vehicle as well as your TVS 50, then definitely they will be given the permission.
Okay, sir.
Sir, we
Thank you
have
so
few
much,
more
Yeah, please, ma'am, continue. Ma'am.
few more questions from one of our students, sir. He has mentioned that what happens to a battery pack if only one or two battery is gone? And what are the challenges India is facing to increase electric vehicle to the market? And the last question is, how can we improve the BMS in EV?
Yeah, that is okay. First question, they're talking about the battery servicing. The battery servicing, that based on the BMS input, they will be calculated which cell will be failure. Then you can identify the location, then you can replace the battery. That replacement, they are having the three options. One is you can remove the soldering. You apply the soldering, then you can remove the battery. Another method is the spot welding. The spot welding will be available. You can remove the entire cell, then you can include new cells. So that the entire row can be eliminated, then they can be included. Then higher, for example, the Tesla and all, they used to 7,000 cells. That time, we are not able to identify the location. They used as a ultrasonic welding machine. From this machine available, you can start up with the battery servicing centers. If you're having the three equipments, you can start with the battery servicing. Then you can easily identify it, then eliminate it. Second question, the battery management system. There's a huge scope for the battery management system. Let us consider your laptop. The laptop itself, they're having the battery management system. So battery management system is classified as three categories. One is for battery input and output voltage, they will be measured. It will be around 150 rupees is enough. The battery boards will be available. The battery management system cost will be around 150 rupees. it will be sensing the output voltage and current. If they are delivered the same level, then they can be give the signal to the motor or your controller or your other accessories. If suppose it will be reduced, automatically it will be disconnected. So there is one method. Another one method will be distributed control. So they called as a DSP peak based control. The DSP peak, they will be decided. They will be coordinating the each and every row outputs. Then they will be sending the signal to the battery management system, and it will be delivered the power to your vehicle. Then another one is centralized system, is a pure DSP controller. Then they're getting all the input from the battery sides. For example, the battery temperature, battery voltage, battery current, battery discharging rate, that is SOH, all that is state of health, state of charges, all will be calculated, then they will be sent. The battery management, lot of algorithm will be available on fuzzy logic and artificial intelligence, all the technology they will be included in the controller, then the battery management system can be included. Then next question, there will be, what is the next question, ma'am?
What are the challenges India is facing to increase electrical vehicle in the market?
Yeah, at present, the big challenge will be the infrastructure. In our country, at present, the charging station only available, 600 charging stations will be available. That is a public charging. And also home charging, if you consider the home charging, they will be saying that the government will be saying that it's energy efficient. They will be given the permission up to 80% you can charge your vehicle. But if you provided the chargers for all the people in your home, your current will be very, very high. Automatically what happen, your transformer will be get problem. That is a vehicle to grid issues will be available. And also in our country, we are facing lot of power shortage. How do you overcome this one? So that is a big challenge. And also road condition. Let us take a small case study for the speed breaker. In our country, there is no standard speed breaker. For example, the Tesla and all, the road clearance, that is a battery to bottom of the ground, it will be very, very low distance. The distance low, the speed will be very, very high. So that's the reason they will be reduce the distance. If we run the Tesla vehicle in our road condition, battery will be damaged because there is no standard roads. So that's the reason Uttar Pradesh, they started the infrastructure to develop the road conditions. And also the Uttar Pradesh, they adapted the hybrid electric vehicle policy. So that is the excellent steps they will be taken care. And also in Delhi and all, they're trying for battery swiping mechanism. But in our state, for example, especially in Tamil Nadu, there is no battery swiping stations are available. If you go for the Delhi, if you buy the electric vehicle, you can exchange your battery within the seconds. You can swipe your battery. Battery swiping techniques are available. So only thing, if you want to introduce the electric vehicle, you should increase the infrastructure. So that is a big challenge. And also scrapping. For example, if a battery failure, after 5 or 10 years, how we dispose the batteries? There is no scrapping stations are available. For example, in solar cells, lot of people invest in a solar cell. Now this is a time the solar cell life will be completed. That time, how we can scrap the solar cell? Again, we are creating the pollution to the land pollution. So that is also a big challenge. But government also thinking how they can introduce that and slowly it can be changed.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Thank you very much, sir. The session was undoubtedly a thought-provoking one, sir. Thanks a lot for the detailed and informative presentation. Thank you once again, sir.